have you ever felt like your du'as aren't being answered? What if I told you that some of your prayers could be rejected by Allah, and you might not even know why? You could be making two dangerous mistakes that are stopping your du'as from being accepted. In this video, I'm going to reveal these mistakes and show you how to ensure your prayers are heard by Allah. Stay tuned until the end to discover how you can make your du'as more powerful and effective. Before we dive into these crucial mistakes, take a moment to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with anyone you know who needs to hear this message. Trust me, this is one video you don't want to miss, and your support helps spread this vital information to others. Let's make sure we all get the best answers to our prayers, insha'Allah. Every Muslim knows the power and importance of dua. It's our direct conversation with Allah, a moment where we lay our hearts open before Him, asking for His mercy, guidance, and blessings. But sometimes, despite our most heartfelt prayers, it feels like there's no response. We find ourselves questioning, why isn't Allah answering my dua? What am I doing wrong? That feeling of uncertainty can be disheartening. But today, I'm here to help you understand why your prayers might not be answered and how to fix that. Before starting this video, don't forget to like this video because it gives us a lot of strength to continue sharing beneficial content. And I invite you to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell to stay informed of our next publications on the Islamic faith. Share it with your loved ones and leave a comment to tell me what you think. Thank you and good video. Mistake number 1, seeking the wrong intentions, core message. Allah may reject your dua if you make the mistake of praying with the wrong intentions. Many of us pray earnestly, asking Allah for blessings, but our intentions might not be in line with what He truly wants for us. The question is, do we truly seek Allah's will in our prayers? Or are we merely asking for things that fulfill our worldly desires, with no sincerity or awareness of His greater wisdom? Example: when we make dua, it's not just about asking for what we want. It's about asking for what Allah knows is best for us. Sometimes, we make the mistake of focusing only on material gain, wealth, status, or success, without considering whether our requests align with the deeper purpose of our faith. A businessman once prayed repeatedly for wealth, convinced that financial prosperity would solve all his problems. But his heart was filled with greed, not the intention to help others or serve Allah. Despite his continuous prayers, he never saw any increase in his wealth. Why? Because his dua was not based on sincerity or the intention to use his wealth in a way that would please Allah. It was driven by selfish desires, and Allah does not respond to prayers made for purely worldly gains. Quranic reference, Surah Al-Baqarah 2:186. When my servants ask you concerning me, indeed I am near. I respond to the invocation of the supplicant when he calls upon me. In this verse, Allah reminds us of His nearness and willingness to respond to our du'as. But there is a critical condition: sincerity. When we ask Allah for something, we must do so with a pure heart, seeking His pleasure and trusting that whatever He grants us will be in our best interest, not solely for personal gain. Discussion. It's easy to get caught up in asking for what we think we want: money, a job, health, or success. But how often do we reflect on whether these desires align with the greater purpose Allah has for us? Allah does not reject our du'as because He is distant or uncaring. Instead, He looks at the sincerity of our hearts. If we pray with the wrong intentions, if we ask out of greed, pride, or selfishness, Allah may withhold His response not out of anger, but out of love for us, because He knows that what we seek may not be good for us in the long run. True sincerity in dua means praying not just for what we desire, but for what is best for us, in accordance with Allah's will. We must strive to purify our intentions with every prayer. When we ask Allah for something, we should first ask ourselves, is this request aligned with my faith? Will this benefit me and others in a way that pleases Allah? Now, I want you to pause and reflect. Think about the du'as you've made recently. Are your prayers focused on material desires, or are they truly seeking what Allah knows is best for you? Are you asking for wealth, but forgetting to include a desire to give charity? Are you praying for success, but not considering whether that success will lead you closer to Allah? Reflect on your intentions and share your thoughts with me in the comments below. I would love to hear your reflections on this. If you agree that sincerity and the right intentions are what make a dua powerful, go ahead and hit the like button. Remember, the purity of our intentions can transform our prayers and bring us closer to Allah. Mistake number 2. Not having patience in the process. The second dangerous mistake is lacking patience while waiting for Allah's answer. Many people give up on their du'as too soon, thinking they've been rejected, when in reality, Allah's timing is perfect. Du'a is not a one-time request. It is an ongoing act of worship that requires patience, trust, and perseverance. Allah knows what is best for us, and sometimes the delay in the answer is part of His divine wisdom. Example: patience is key to receiving Allah's mercy. Often, people make the mistake of praying once or twice for something and then assume that their dua is not being accepted because they haven't seen immediate results. But dua is not a one-time plea. It's a continuous process that requires patience and belief that Allah will answer in His perfect timing. Think about it. How many times have you prayed for something only to lose hope because the answer didn't come right away? Many people give up too soon, but that's when the test of faith really begins. Real story, contemporary. Let me share a story about someone I know personally. There was a woman who had been praying for years to find a stable job. She faced rejection after rejection, went through countless interviews, and still couldn't land the right opportunity. At times, she felt like giving up. She wondered if her du'as were being ignored. But she kept praying, even when everything seemed hopeless. After many years of struggle and persistence, she finally received an offer from a company she had never considered, one that not only paid well, but also gave her the opportunity to serve others in a way that aligned with her values. Her patience paid off, and the job turned out to be a blessing beyond what she could have imagined. It wasn't just a job. It was part of Allah's plan that unfolded perfectly at the right moment. Quranic reference, Surah Ash-Shura, 42:40. And the retribution for an evil action is an evil one like it, but whoever pardons and makes reconciliation, his reward is with Allah. While this verse discusses retribution, it also subtly emphasizes Allah's mercy and reward for those who remain patient. When we patiently await Allah's answer to our du'as, we are trusting in His wisdom and timing. The delayed response is not a denial, but an opportunity for us to grow in trust and patience. Discussion. Patience in dua is not just about waiting for something to happen. It's about understanding that Allah's timing is always perfect. Sometimes we want things to happen on our own schedule, but Allah knows what is best for us. The answer to our prayers may come later, or it may come in a form that we didn't expect. Sometimes Allah is preparing something even better than what we initially asked for. Trusting in Allah's wisdom is part of our faith. Think about the story of Prophet Ayub, PBUH, who endured immense suffering for many years, yet never stopped making dua. He showed incredible patience through his trials, trusting in Allah's plan. In the end, Allah answered his prayers,
and his patience was rewarded with a better life than before. His story is a reminder to us that patience is not just waiting. It is active trust in Allah's plan, even when we don't understand it. I want to know, has there ever been a time when you felt like your dua was unanswered, but later on, you realized that Allah was preparing something even better for you? Maybe you've gone through a trial, only to discover that the delay in your prayers led to something more beautiful than you could have imagined. I'd love to hear your story. Share it in the comments below, and let's encourage each other to stay patient in our journey of faith. If you've ever had a moment when you questioned your patience, or if you've experienced the power of waiting for Allah's perfect timing, go ahead and like this video. Let's support each other, especially for those still waiting for Allah's mercy and answers to their du'as. Real-life stories of the prophets and dua. The stories of the prophets are powerful reminders of the importance of sincerity, patience, and trust in Allah when making dua. Their lives are filled with trials, but their unwavering faith in Allah and their constant turning to Him in prayer provide us with timeless lessons on how to handle our own struggles through dua. Example: one of the most profound stories in the Quran is that of Prophet Yunus, PBUJ, who prayed from the belly of the whale with complete trust in Allah's mercy. He had been cast into the sea and swallowed by the whale, and yet, despite his seemingly hopeless situation, he never lost faith in Allah. With sincerity and full reliance on Allah, Prophet Yunus, PBUH, cried out to Allah from within the darkness, "There is no deity except you. Exalted are you. Indeed, I have been of the wrongdoers." Quran 21:87. His dua was accepted after a long period of distress, and Allah commanded the whale to release him. His story is one of profound patience and trust, showing us that even in our darkest moments, Allah is near, and His mercy is vast. Real story, Quranic. Another powerful example is the story of Prophet Zachariah, PBUH, who prayed for a child even when he was very old and his wife was barren. Despite his age and the challenges he faced, Prophet Zachariah, PBUH, remained persistent in his dua to Allah, asking for a righteous offspring who would carry on his mission. "My Lord, do not leave me alone with no heir, while you are the best of inheritors." Quran 21:89. Despite all odds, Allah responded to his dua by granting him a son, Yahya, PBUH, a miracle that showed the power of persistence in dua. Prophet Zachariah's, PBUH, story is one of unwavering faith and patience, teaching us that Allah's mercy and power transcend all limits. Discussion. These stories from the lives of the prophets serve as a guide for us in our own lives. Prophet Yunus, PBUH, teaches us that no matter how difficult or hopeless our situation may seem, Allah's mercy is always available to those who call upon Him with sincerity and trust. Similarly, Prophet Zachariah, PBUH, shows us the importance of persistence. Even when it feels like we are running out of time or hope, we must continue to turn to Allah in dua, believing that He is capable of answering in ways beyond our understanding. Both prophets demonstrate that duas are not about instant results, but about having trust in Allah's plan and timing. When we feel that our duas are unanswered, let us remember these examples and hold fast to patience. The prophets endured immense hardships and yet never gave up in their trust and prayers. Their faith and dedication are a model for us all, showing that the answer to our dua may come after a period of testing, and often it comes in a way that is better than we ever imagined. When you hear about the persistence and unwavering faith of the prophets, do you feel inspired to keep praying, no matter the outcome? Reflect on how these stories of the prophets inspire your own dua journey. Do you find yourself losing patience, or do you continue praying with trust in Allah's plan? I'd love to hear your thoughts. share how these stories have impacted your own approach to dua in the comments below. If you found these stories of faith and patience inspiring, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more stories of perseverance, trust, and the power of dua. Don't forget to share this video with someone who may need encouragement in their own journey of faith. Conclusion and call to action. Now that we've uncovered the two dangerous mistakes that could cause Allah to reject our du'as, it's essential to remember the key points that we discussed today. First, making dua with the wrong intentions, whether it's out of greed or selfish desires, can lead to rejection. It's not enough to ask for something just because we want it. We must pray with sincerity, aligning our desires with Allah's will. If we truly seek Allah's pleasure and trust His wisdom, our du'as will be more likely to be answered in ways that benefit us both in this world and the hereafter. Second, we must never lose patience while waiting for Allah's answer. Just because a prayer is not immediately answered does not mean it is being rejected. Allah's timing is perfect, and sometimes the answer comes after a period of testing. Patience is a sign of trust in Allah's plan. The prophets showed us the power of persistence in prayer, whether it was Prophet Yunus, PBUH, praying from the belly of the whale, or Prophet Zachariah, PBUH, praying for a child despite his old age. Their stories remind us that patience, coupled with faith and trust in Allah's timing, is key to receiving Allah's mercy. If you found this video helpful and you feel inspired to make your du'as with the right intentions and patience, please hit that like button and share it with others who might need this reminder. Let's support each other on this journey of faith and continue to help one another stay on the right path. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. What has been your experience with dua? Have you ever made a mistake in your prayers that you learned from? Maybe you've had moments when you felt your prayers weren't being answered, but then later realized that Allah was preparing something better for you. Share your experiences and reflections in the comments below. Your story could inspire someone else who's struggling with patience or sincerity in their dua. If this video was helpful to you, please share it with your loved ones and leave a comment to tell me what you learned. Your support helps a lot to spread the message and grow this community. Barakallahu fikum.